Holy hell, I should have put some music in the background to camouflage that horrible, horrible sound. Hold on a minute. I'm gonna shut this off. My apologies. It didn't even stop. Oh, there we go. Oh, Jesus. I'm all thumbs. Anyway, good morning, guys. I hope you guys are doing well. Another freaking cloudy day. And a special hello to my brothers, Eric and the Silent Collector, and Sair. Not sure. I asked before if I said your name right, but I didn't get a response unless I missed it. But I hope you guys are doing great. I am completely shocked that I have not watched this movie yet, but I did get the figure when the movie first came out, and I left him in my box in the closet. I came across him yesterday, and I came across this box, but the inside of this is not part of the box. Not sure how the hell that happened, but I am showing you guys today the Ravager Thor Marvel Legends figure by Hasbro, based off the movie Thor Love and Thunder, which I have not watched as of yet. He does come with a Builder figure piece from Korg, which I have in a separate box. I didn't throw it out, but he does come with that extra Builder figure piece. He comes with no extra hands, just his Stormbreaker. And of course, this is the back of the box, and this is why I kept the box, because I like this. I also have the Mighty Thor, Jane Foster. I'll have to get the box, but I do have the figure of her as well. But anyway, he is a cool looking figure, and I am pleasantly surprised that for a mass marketing, figure, he has that Chris Hemsworth look. I love his arms. He's one of the actors that I do love from out of the MCU. They did a good job. I even like that they colored that. I know that the vest does come off. I tried. I took it off, but I don't want to take it off again since he's already a couple of years old. My fear of tearing it apart, or breaking something off. He is so awesome. And I think, let me take off his little hammer. One of the bad things about, it's like good and bad at the same time. Let's see if we can stand. He can stand on his own 2 feet, I think. No, he can't. Let me put him down. Stormbreaker is very gummy. But the good thing about it, you could put it in, kind of remold it back. Because I've had weapons, I've been collecting figures for years, and the harder the plastic is, the easier for it to snap. And yeah, you can glue it back, but now you see a crease in the weapon. So I don't mind that it's as gummy as it is. It doesn't bother me as much as I know it bothers a lot of people. And I like the color of the metal they use for it. I mean, it's not bad. You can just either put it on in hot water or use the heat of your fingers to. I'd rather that than it really being hard plastic and you're putting it in his hand and it snaps. It's happened to me dozens of times over the years collecting figures, especially from DC Direct. So this is cool. I really, really like. I think he's also got that little blemish over his eye from the from Thor Ragnarok. I think he's from the MCU. Scarlet Witch, Loki, Bucky, and Thor are my favorite characters. I think they're very interesting, and him and the Scarlet Witch went through the most emotional and mental stress out of all the characters. So I feel for them the most. Followed by, I'm gonna say Bucky and Loki in second place. Really interesting characters. I liked Thor Ragnarok, but I kind of saw the writing on the wall as far as it was a little too comedic. So when Thor Love and Thunder came out, considering that movie it's one of the last movies that made close to 800 mil. So as people complained about that film, it still got a lot of money. Yeah, I like stuff like this. I wish a lot of these toy companies do this more often than showing the action figure in the back. We already have the figure, we don't need to see a photo of it. Unless you're showing poses that the figure can do, and they can try to mimic it. Oh, you're not seeing the entire box? I really love this. Yeah, the inside is not part of the box. It's more brightly colored. Not sure what I did with that. The inside of that. Not sure how that got in there. But Thor has been one of my favorite characters out of the MCU. The funny thing is with people complaining about comic book stuff, I don't think that many people know, especially a lot of these YouTube influencers, when they're bashing these movies, is that Thor Dark World wasn't received well. And as far as comic books, his comic books got canceled on a handful of times. When it got rebooted, I think in the 90s. Don't correct me. I'm not too sure about that. But I know it got rebooted because his comic book did get canceled by JMS, John Michael Straczynski, if I said the name correctly, because he did write for Wonder Woman and he wrote cartoons of She-Ra in the 80s. He did great for Thor. One of the things that he did do was get rid of his secret identity of Donald Blake. He got rid of that and just made him Thor, fully. He tried doing that with Wonder Woman. I don't think it worked good with Wonder Woman. I didn't like what he did for Wonder Woman. It just wasn't good. Even though he did great for Thor and he did great for She-Ra when he was writing her stories in the 80s for the TV show, but not for Wonder Woman. So a lot of these influencers, they don't tell you a lot of times comic book characters like Doctor Strange, the Fantastic Four, Thor, the Eternals, they have got canceled so many times in their comic book history that because they weren't selling and they were looking, for an audience. They do great with Iron Man, Wolverine, and Spider-Man. Because even the Hulk does have a hard time selling to a wider audience. Especially when he doesn't have that many vulnerabilities as a hero, the Hulk. So it's kind of hard to write for a character like that. But I might watch the Thor Love and Thunder this weekend just to get it out there. Yeah, I'm a Marvel Legends Hasbro cheerleader. Never really had an issue with them. especially with breakages. You are a hot bastard, Chris Hemsworth. I probably shouldn't have said that. It sounded better in my head. I am so sorry. No, you know what? I'm not sorry. The guy's hot. But I'm going to shut up. I won't go any further. He's really, really cool. Well, the good thing, I did find the Scarlet Witch box of the Marvel Legends from WandaVision. Shockingly, everything's still intact. So I'm going to show you guys that hopefully tomorrow. Although I still prefer the Marvel Select Scarlet Witch. Really nice figure. If you guys come across this figure on eBay, I would pick him up. He might be a little more expensive now because I think this figure actually did fly off the shelves. Especially for people like me. I bought it immediately. I didn't even get the fully armored Thor from that movie. Although I've seen people take off the head and put the head of him on the other figures. So people bought 2 of each, if I'm not mistaken, just to do the head swaps. He really looks good. That's one thing I will hand it to Hasbro. There are times they really get the likeness head on, and as years went by, they've gotten better at it. This is really nice. All right, back on the shelf you go, you sexy bastard. But anyway, my peoples, I hope you guys are doing great. I cannot believe it kind of feels like we're heading towards the Halloween season, and I'm happy about that. I can't wait for the fall next month. September 22nd, fall season begins. I can't wait. I get this little burst of energy for some reason. This electricity that courses through my body during that season. But anyway, you guys better be safe. Spend time with your families. There's a movie that what movie was it? Final Destination Bloodlines. It's on Max. I had to turn away more than a few times. That movie's so gross, but good at the same time. I think it's one of the better ones out of the franchise. So if you guys need something to watch this weekend, put that in or stream it, rent it. It's good. It's definitely worth a watch. Anyway, peace, be safe, blessed be.